on? What's going on, people? Back again. Footy Talk setting. Savage in the building. What's good, my guy?
I'm good, man. You well?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad at all, man. Not too bad at all, bro. I
Good.
see you caught the sun.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's the problem when you're a really pale white guy. You've got to take the sun for whenever you can get it.
Nah,
Yeah, got the Greek tan going on at the moment. So yeah, it's all good. I see you're repping Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo today.
yeah, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
What's going on though with your club, boy? It looks like you lot are doing semi-serious business.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it looks that way, doesn't it? I mean, look, the James Maddison deal's obviously the standout at the moment. It feels like we've been talking about the centre halves for about. I feel like Romano gave the Spurs are in talks with the club about 10 days ago, and in true Spurs style, we're still in talks. But listen, it's positive. It's more positive than. I feel more positive than I have been for about a year. Well, hang on, for about 5 years, if I'm honest, Rants. I quite like the setup with Postecoglou, and some of the names we're after look like they're more suited to what the fans want to see rather than Antonio Conte type player, should we say.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think when you look at him and the profile of player that he's going for, it's definitely refreshing, isn't it? Compared to going for what Conte was going for, your Perisic's of this world, he definitely won't be looking at players like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that there was just so many problems with Conte. You know, that he's got to have this player, he's got to have that player. They've got to be ready-made. I like what we're going after at the moment. I like Mickey van der Ven of Wolfsburg. Tapsoba of Leverkusen looks good. If we can get one of those guys through the door. Solomon on a free. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I've seen loads of the guy Rants, but I saw the same clips as everyone else did last year. We had that little 4 or 5 game spell where he kept cutting in and whipping balls into the top corner. So if you're getting players like that for backup, for squad rotation on a free, especially with Sonny going to the Asian Cup this year, then that looks good business as well. So at the moment, I can't complain, but this time next week I might be able to. So hang on in there.
Yeah, 100%. And some of the stuff I've seen, of your coach and the way he wants to play, very, very quick, like crisp football, man. He likes to just keep the ball moving, innit? And he likes to move it quickly, like 1-2 touch football, and just move it, man. Which is exciting for you guys. If he gets the right balance, at least in terms of entertainment, it's probably going to be the best football that you guys have played since Poch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was reading a really good article today about his first 3 or 4 days behind the scenes and the way he's speaking to the players individually, the small changes he's making around the place. And it just feels like for once we've got a man manager. We've got a guy that's going to bring some feel-good factor. And for me, that's way more important than bringing in the arrogance and the winning coaches that are used to top players. So look, it's early days. I've said to everyone, look, I'm not expecting miracles next year. I want to see progression on the pitch. I don't care about league position. I don't care about winning anything next year. Let me just see some progression. Let me see a team that you think, yeah, if we had a few more to this next window and then the window after that you're building. But certainly something feels good about him. He seems like a really good guy. And as I've got older, I appreciate that more than just having the big names.
Oh, 100%. And the thing is, you have tried that, innit? And it hasn't worked out for you. So
yeah,
there would be no reason to continue that kind of style of recruitment because it's never really paid dividends, really.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. I think the key thing is if you look at the last 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 years, apart from that team, which, I would say Poch kind of stumbled across because 7 of that really good 11 were there when he arrived. There's been no plan, Rants. There's been no signing where you go, yeah, can't wait to see him play. Can't wait to see him play. It's all been very much, hard-working midfielders, players who are past their best. And I think that's going to change now. I really hope it is. I want to see some incisive footballers that get the ball down on the grass and want to run with it. And even like this Mickey van der Ven, for example, you know, he's a ball carrying centre half. He wants to break through the lines and go and join into midfield. And that's what I've been craving for years at Tottenham, players that do that. So look, I can't say all is great. We don't know. It's only you know, what is it, the 4th of July? But hey, it's looking positive. It's looking positive.
No, it definitely is. It's looking good for you lot, man. It's looking good for you lot. I can't lie. And the Maddison signing is big because he's a player that could go and play for any team really, in the top 6. So it's one of them things where it's a big signing, and also how much you got him for as well. Good bit of business, man. I think it benefited all parties, and it's gonna work out well for all parties. So I can't lie. That's the signing, man.
Yeah, I think James Maddison ticks so many boxes. It's unreal. You know, knows the Premier League, homegrown, so it adds to that quota. Set piece specialist. We've not had one of them since Ericsson. A playmaker. We've not had one of them since Ericsson. A goal scoring midfielder. We've not had that since Ericsson and Ali. He ticks the right boxes. 26. He's at a good age, so he's not a kid anymore. I'm excited to see him play. And again, I want that. I want to stop buying the Højbjergs. Yeah. Stop buying me these midfielders that, yeah, they work hard and that's great. And they beat their chest when they make a tackle. Yeah. Give me a midfielder that when he gets the ball, your first thought is, what's he going to do? That's what I want. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Maddison in a Spurs shirt. He said all the right things. And I'm sure you saw this last week, Rants. It was what Postecoglou said to Maddison that I think has got fans more excited, you know, which was the, come or don't, you're going to see a different Spurs under me next year. And it was like, yes, yes, we've got a manager that wants to play football. So I think a lot of Spurs fans have been quietly happy with that. And I think he's going to prove a few people wrong.
Oh yeah, but bro, like you can see that he's got that confidence and a little bit of arrogance about him, which I like. Do you know what I mean? And he's kind of like, he believes in himself and he believes in what he's gonna do in it, and that's the most important thing, and that's contagious, man. If players see that, yo, this guy's really believing in what he's gonna do, then I think it goes a long way, innit? And I don't see why he won't do well, innit? I don't see why he won't do well. The speed of the way he plays suits the Premier League. He's very aggressive. The way he likes to press, the way he likes to move the ball. And yeah, bro, he just looks like a serious guy. And he seems like the kind of manager that players would enjoy playing for.
Absolutely. I think, look, it's all context, right? It's all context. If we give this guy time to build, I think we'll be okay. I think what people have got to understand is we're going from a team that had absolutely zero attacking philosophy at all to a manager that wants to play attacking football. That doesn't just happen in one pre-season. You know, you've got to, I think there's going to be a lot of games next year, Rants, where we're probably going to excite and we're going to batter some teams. I also think there's going to be some games where we look really disjointed and get battered. And I think if the fans can strap in and realize that, then I think we'll be absolutely fine. But this, for me, is the building blocks to hopefully getting Tottenham back to being an enjoyable place to go again and an enjoyable team, not just for Spurs fans to watch, but I liked it when other people liked watching us play because you think, yeah, that's my team. That's my team. The last couple of years, Spurs fans don't even want to watch Spurs, let alone... Like, no one's going to go, oh, my God, Spurs are on the box under Conte. I must tune in and watch Spurs play counter-attacking football for 90 minutes. So, positive signs, long way to go. Lot of deadwood to get out the door. But listen,
are you doing business the other way, though? Because I haven't heard much of business the other way.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Winks has gone to Leicester. I think a great move for him. I think that's his level. There's talks in the last couple of days that now Pau Torres has gone to Villa, that Villarreal are looking for Davinson Sanchez. So if anybody speaks to Villarreal scouts, don't tell them how bad Sanchez is. Just let them buy him. Yeah. Obviously, Danjuma went back. from his loan. Longley went back from his loan. And now we've got to start trying to get rid of some of the Celsos and Ndombeles and, some Tangangas and Rodens and Sessegnons. And I think we'll start to see a few go, but I don't know who wants them, Rants.
But this is the thing. But this is exactly what I'm thinking, man. Like, who wants them? It's the same with us to a certain extent. When you look at Chelsea, they're doing a lot of business getting rid of players, but you know what I mean? And even though they're not absolute world beaters, on paper they've got some sort of value. When I look at our players, it's like, what value do they have? Like, who wants these guys?
Yeah, this is the problem. So if you take a look, the biggest culprit in all of this, right, is Tanguy and Ndombele. If you look at it, right, of course he wants Ndombele to play. Look, Ndombele doesn't run. We've had him for 4 years. The guy, it's built into him. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't run. He's never going to get in a team for Postecoglou where it's about pressing and running. He's not. It just doesn't work. The guy's on 200 grand a week. No, he's not. He's on 200 grand a week, Rants. Right? Yeah. If you're on 200 grand a week at Tottenham Hotspur, right, you got 2 years left on your contract. That's 20 million pounds in wages in 2 years. So somebody can come in. They might be able to say, okay, Spurs will give you 30 million for Ndombele. But are they going to be able to offer him 200 grand a week? And if they can't, and you're Ndombele, you're saying,
nah.
Do you know what? Send me on loan somewhere. I'll just pick up my 200 grand a week. Because that guy's not a serious footballer. He's he's a new breed of footballer, isn't he? He's a mercenary. He's such a waste of talent.
No, facts. You ain't moving him on if he's on 200k because ain't no one playing that.
Exactly, man. And then you've got, Lo Celso's on some good money as well. I think we'll get some. I think we'll get some nibbles on him. I think we'll definitely get some nibbles on him. This Benjamin character. Listen, dude, I keep hearing this. We've only seen him under defensive managers. The problem is if you don't run, there are managers that won't have you in the team.
Bro, if you don't run, you're not doing yourself any justice in football. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You got to be a special breed of player to get away with not running. Extra special. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is as well, Rants, if you're playing in a midfield too, assuming that Maddison goes a bit more advanced, right? Because he's more of a playmaker. If you're in that midfield too, Rants, let's just assume you, right? I'm talking about you, not a footballer. And you are a player with a great engine. You can get around the park. And then your midfield partner for 90 minutes twice a week is Ndombele. How frustrated are you going to get with him game in, game out?
Yeah, if you're doing his running, yeah, you're going to be frustrated. Right. But the thing is, if you've got people doing your running, when you do get the ball, you have to be decisive. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to decide games. Like, players like that, if you're going to make up for, like, the athletic, like, the lack of athleticism for players, the players have to be decisive. When they get the ball, more often than not, there has to be some sort of end product. It has to lead to a goal or an assist more often than not. Yeah. Like in the modern game, you can't legislate, for a lack of athleticism. Like you just really can't unless you're getting numbers, bro, and like serious numbers.
Yeah, listen, we need prime N'Golo Kante playing next to Ndombele to do his running for him. Listen, I'm not doubting. When you watch Ndombele as a footballer, his technical ability is disgustingly good, right? But the problem is we're in an era now where that's not enough.
Yeah,
that's not enough. And people say things like, "Oh, he can just play in the 10." Well, there's a reason you bought Maddison. Maddison's your guy that plays in the 10.
Facts.
And and I just can't see when I look at, even if you look at Celtic, you look at the three midfielders Postecoglou had in there. They've all got legs. They've all got the press. They've all got the energy. And I hate that Ndombele is that lazy. I hate it because if he had that side to him, he would be absolutely superb. But listen, 4 years now. And in 4 years, he's done nothing at Tottenham. He was a bit part player at Napoli. People can say, oh, he's won the league. He played 15 there, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And it's just a real attitude he's got on him. Like, I don't know if I'm sure the Spurs fans in the clips that all follow Spurs Instagram and Twitter, etc., showed the videos of the players arriving yesterday or whenever it was for their first day of training, Saturday or whatever. And And Ndombele gets out the car, and even when he walks to the door, it looks like the video is in slow motion.
He can't be bothered. He's cheesing.
Just,
Hey,
yeah,
I've seen.
Look,
What was it? It was your all or nothing thing, and I can't remember which one of the players was getting onto him, telling him that he's got to work harder or something. But I can't remember. It's one of the Tottenham players, but it was a weird one, bro. Like I remember that, and I was just thinking, hold on, bro. Like when your own teammates are telling you, yo, like you got to put more in, and it's like obviously they know the qualities that he does have, but it's like that application, you can't teach that. It's either you've got it or you don't have it, bro.
No, the thing is, what makes me laugh is some Spurs fans. Listen, I say Spurs fans a lot because I'm a Spurs fan myself, but I'm sure you've got players like this at your club, and anyone who's in the chat who doesn't support Spurs or United, you'll have it at your clubs.
Oh, it was Sissoko that was telling him, yeah, he needs to work harder. Like, you know what I mean? He's told him he's just not doing it, bro.
And when Sissoko, who's one of the worst footballers I've seen in a Spurs shirt, is pulling you up, you know you've got some issues. But you must have players, Rants, that have been there 3, 4, 5 years, and constantly you get those fans that go, oh, but could we see this manager get the best out of him? And you think, oh God, what are you not watching for 4 years? Like he's, you know, it don't change. You're not suddenly going to see Ndombele putting in like, you know, all the kilometers every game.
Yeah, you're not going to see him just putting in a shift. That's not his profile, innit? Like players don't just change their profile, like just overnight. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't just click with these guys, bro. Like it doesn't. It's like they are what they are, innit? Like these players show you what they are, what kind of player they are, and you just have to believe them. Like this is just all it is. Like certain people, they see players playing a certain way, and then they just feel like something else is going to be unlocked. It's like it's not, bruv. Like this is the kind of player they are. They can't adapt their game. If they're not a player that is super good super tidy on the ball, composed, they're not gonna learn that. If they're not a player that's super direct and has pace, you can't learn pace. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just there's certain things. It's either they are this or they're not this. Do you know what I mean? And it's the hope that kills these people.
Yeah, I think, look, what makes me laugh as well is if you actually watch the games with Ndombele, he'll do nice little bits in a game. And then what happens is all these kids now will clip that into a 5-minute compilation and go, baller, he's a baller. But if you actually...
a 5-minute comp is decent, bruv. I can't lie.
Yeah, but the 5-minute comp is probably a lot of things from one game. Like he had that outstanding game for Lyon against Man City, right? Must be 5 years ago now. And the problem is, but lots of the Lyon fans at the time were saying, yeah, but he doesn't do that every week.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You know, come on. He put himself in the shop window. He'd be on his hands and knees, like not literally, but he'd be, you know, when a player's hunched over and they're on the knees like this, right? That's Ndombele after 5 minutes of the game starting. you can't be doing that. You're a pro footballer. You should be running for fun.
Yeah.
You should be running for fun. So yeah, look, he's not for me. I definitely want him in my father's side team, though. I'm not going to lie. If I'm playing down at goals,
yeah.
I want him in my team.
Entertainment value, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no one will get the ball off him, but and he don't have to run, does he? You just say, yeah, don't run. The other 4 of us will all run. But somebody's called me a hypocrite in the chat because I said that I wouldn't mind Serge Reguilon coming back. I don't think Reguilon's issue was ever that he didn't put in the effort or work hard. So I'm not
Reguilon, the way Reguilon played, it just probably didn't suit the manager that was there, innit? But he's a fullback that likes to get up and down, and under this current manager, it could work.
Yeah, listen, I think it will be a Doji. I truly believe it will be a Doji that plays. I also think that if we do get that Mickey van der Ven, that I think Postecoglou is a manager that will try things, and I think we'll probably try playing 3 or 4 centre halves, a bit like City, where one can shuffle across. But hey, we'll see. I bet he's crap at the beep test. I bet he's awful.
Yeah, he's not on that. He's not on that. I don't blame him though. I don't blame him. But on Reguilon though, when the mad thing is, when Reguilon came in, like his reputation was he had such a big reputation. He come off a really good season. Do you know what I mean? And then players don't just become shit overnight, innit? So clearly it just didn't work out in terms of how he was asked to play. Like he was asked to play wing back and then full back, and then it was just like stylistically it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I think a lot of the compilations I'd seen of Reguilon and the games I'd seen him play in Spain before he came, he was playing very high up the pitch, more as a winger, if you will, than a fullback. Problem was he played for like Conte and for Jose, they're not that way inclined. That's not how they play. So it didn't quite work. Look, will he come in and play? I don't know. We're just assuming he wants to come back to Spurs. He might fancy going back to Spain. I wouldn't be against him leaving. I'm not against him staying because I think he's better than Perisic and I think he's better than Ryan Sessegnon, who I think is another dreadful player. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind our two left-sided players being Udogie and Reguilon. And everyone, Reguilon's wife or Mrs. is she's special. I think that's what people are talking about. Have you seen her, Rants?
Nah, I haven't.
Oh my God, Rants, you've got to have a little Google of Serge Reguilon's missus.
Oh, just
he's winning.
Research purposes. Well, that's why he doesn't care, isn't it?
Yeah, he's won. He's winning at life. Yeah, he's winning. But listen, I'm not enamored with him. It's not. I don't look at Reguilon and go, "Yeah, this guy's great." I just, if he does stay, I'm not against it. You can't. I think the key thing here is, Rance, you cannot let go of everyone in one window. It just doesn't work. And lots of Spurs fans are like, right, let's get rid of 15 and bring 15 in, and it's just not gonna work. This Benjamin guy in your chat, he loves trolling me. He really does. Perisic will cook under Ange. The guy can't run, Ben. He can't run. How's he going to play in this pressing style? Who's he playing instead of?
That is funny, man.
Yeah.
That is funny, bruv. I can't even lie. But what about Jed Spence though? Do you think that he's got a chance under this manager? Because it would seem that surely he has to.
It's another strange one. Again, a right wing back that was bought for a manager that likes wing backs that didn't want him and then loaned him out. The conundrum Spurs are going to have on the right side of defence this year is this. We've got 3 right-sided full-back stroke wing backs, if you like. You've got Emerson Royale, who is the better of the 3 defensively, but absolutely atrocious on the ball, terrible going forward, looks like Bambi on ice. You've then got Pedro Porro's the complete opposite. All 4 at the back, can't defend, but he's magnificent going the other way. Loves to get in crosses, loves to score goals, loves to assist, and loves to join in attacks. Then you've got Jed Spence, who's a little bit unknown, really. I think everyone hyped this guy up because he had a couple of really good games in the FA Cup, didn't he? For Forest against Arsenal and Leicester City, maybe somebody like that. But yeah, we've not really seen what he can do. Is he good defensively? Is he going to be a Postecoglou type player? I don't know. So I expect one of them to go out. And yeah, Porro is really good, but just can't defend. There's he's a very good footballer. He'll get you off your seat, but I don't think he can defend. So I don't know what we're going to do at right back. If I'm really honest, I don't know.
But I don't know, man. That's the thing. Have you been linked with signing one?
No, I don't think so, mate. We've got so much to do. We've got so much to do. I think that won't be a priority. But never say never. If he comes in, looks at all of them and goes, yeah, I can't start the season with one of these. Who knows? Maybe Reece James will leave Chelsea to come to Spurs. What do you reckon?
Yeah, all right. Like that. So, bruv, listen, I don't know, man. Maybe it's probably going to be a Porro thing because you spent a lot of money on him, didn't you?
Yeah. Porro, and we've just activated his clause. So I believe it was in the region of 45 million. I don't know if it's pounds or euros. Listen, I think Porro, for me, I'd almost, on the form of last year, have him on the right side up top over Kulu. If I'm being brutally honest, the guy is
surely Kulu under the new manager will be all right though. I know Kulusevski,
so.
yeah. I don't know. Kulusevski just lacks, I don't know, the explosiveness in it, but he's so good that like I almost think that doesn't matter.
Yeah, listen. For me, I'm interested to see what Kulusevski does this year, Rants. He had a good 3 or 4 months when he came in, and he's just had a really bad year. Now, granted, there was an injury. You know, the team wasn't good as a whole, but it just leaves me with a sample size of me seeing him do more bad than good. But I'm not saying he should be dropped. I'm just saying he's got a show this year. You know, you can't have a bad year, then follow it up the next year with another bad year. You've got same with Son.
Son needs to step up, man.
Yeah, those two have got to come to the party this season. But Porro for me, can he play in a back four? I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, if Son don't have a good season next season, he's in danger of just being finished. You know, like that, because he's 31 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's not because they changed his age. You know, like that. But you know, like that. So I don't really know, innit? Like they're saying in Korea when the kids were born or something, that they put them down as 1 year old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So technically, he's a year younger or something like that.
Yeah,
I hear it, but I don't hear it, innit? Because it don't take 12 months. It doesn't take 12 months for a child to be born, innit? So how are you a year old when you're born? That shit don't even make sense. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? It is what it is, innit?
I think, look, for me, more than anything, forget his age. I think, again, if you are having a year like Son just had, you cannot follow that up with another year that's not very good. This year, he's really got to, for me, I'm talking from game one, Rants. This guy needs to hit the ground running, because it gets to the stage where Spurs fans are really emotionally attached to players, right? For me, if you're not playing well, sit on the bench, let Solomon have a run of games. Yeah. That is what I'm hoping happens. You know, that's the point of buying in players, to challenge and keep people on their toes. So big year for Kulu and Son. Massive.
It's a weird one, because it's like, how do you get attached to players that haven't won nothing for your club? Like, you know the ones. No, but I'm just saying, it's like it's only Harry Kane. Like, I understand the attachment to Harry Kane because he's homegrown. Do you know what I mean? And he currently like fires Tottenham out of problems and that. But everyone else, man, bruv, they're dispensable. Like all of them.
Rants, have you seen all this stuff going around the internet in the last 24 hours since Pochettino did his Chelsea interview?
Yeah, I've been seeing the meltdown.
Oh my God. I've literally just got my thumbnail guy, right? I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you this, right? Like a world exclusive, right? I've literally got my thumbnail guy to do this for me, right? And this is going to be my video tonight. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Bro,
right.
Innit?
It's embarrassing. There are people, I've replied to loads of them today on Instagram going, oh, I can't believe he went to Chelsea. Why? He's a football manager. What can't you believe? Football manager gets paid handsomely to go to one of the best clubs in England.
The most successful club in the country over the last 15 years, trophy-wise or some shit.
Yeah, I know. And then people going, I can't believe he said that. But it's true. In the last 2 decades, they've won more trophies than any other English club. Like what? But mate, and to take your point, Rants. So I'm going to rant on this. To take your point, Rants. He didn't even win anything at Spurs.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for what you did. You had some good years. You had some bad years. See you later. I wish you well. But Spurs fan, oh my God, he's got to chill. How could he do that to us? How could he do that to us? He's one of ours. Bring him home. Oh, forget him, man. Forget him.
This is it.
It's not ours.
That's it. Like, bro, like you had your turn. You didn't win nothing. Do you know what I mean? And now he's somewhere else. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand, but I don't know. Your fans are, I don't know, they're different, innit? They're real different. I'm not sure what they want. You know, like that. I'm not sure what they want. I'm not sure whether they want trophies or whether they just, I don't know, man. Or they just want to be victims, bro. They just I don't know, they just want to feel hard done by all the time. It's like, yo, like move on. You've got a good coach, you've got an exciting project. It doesn't matter where Poch has gone. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. And from the thing is, Poch didn't get offered a contract by your owner anyway.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's like you can always tell the age of fans you're talking to. I see fans saying stupid things like, who's the best manager we've had since Bill Nicholson? I don't know if it's just me knowing my club's history, but we've won loads of trophies since Bill Nicholson. Like obviously, Bill Nick was in the 60s. Do you know what I mean? Like we've won European trophies in the 70s and the 80s and multiple FA Cups. If Poch isn't winning a single trophy, you tell me how he's better than any of those managers. I don't know this is elite sport. Show me a trophy cabinet. Yeah. Maybe I've got
you
no
can
heart.
say, no, you're right though. You can say, yo, we played the best football since XYZ, but
sure.
He ain't won the trophies, innit? Like, so I understand why people say actually maybe he's not, because where's the trophy to go with it? I think he was unlucky against Liverpool in that final because both teams were as bad as each other. That game could have gone either way. Do you know what I mean?
Awful game, yeah.
Yeah, like that game was one bit of luck away from swinging in Tottenham's favor, and it just so happened to swing in Liverpool's favor. Do you know what I'm saying? So
for sure. But unfortunately, Rants, for me, this is where, again, I think this is something that as I've got older, you realize that's the way the cookie crumbles. The difference between him being a legend and winning things and not is such a fine line. It could be one goal. It could be one goal. Poch had to deal with Levy. I hate to break it to you, my man. Every manager has to deal with Daniel Levy. Yeah. He's been here 23 years. You know, look, Poch for me is a wonderful coach. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think his management in those big games was the difference between him being Arteta or Pep. Do you know what I mean? I truly believe, I'm not saying Pep per se, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the top level, the level below.
Yeah, look, he had a League Cup final. Yeah, he had a Champions League final. He had multiple FA Cup semi-finals. You know, he was in a title race with Leicester. All of these things, he always made the wrong decision. And that's the difference for me. So I'm not knocking him. He was very good for us. He did really well. But I'm not going to lose sleep over him. I'm not losing sleep over anybody. So people can be emotionally attached. People can be upset. People can be annoyed that he's gone to Chelsea, who we see as our rivals. I don't think Chelsea look at us as rivals. If you look at our last 15 years of trophies to theirs. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I just don't get emotionally attached to managers that didn't win anything.
No, that's fair enough. Listen, I understand the nostalgia. The nostalgia of Pochettino at Chelsea, at Tottenham, because it was a period where there was a feel-good factor around the club, innit? Where you lot were playing good football, you were getting close to winning something, you had good players, you had a good style of play. However, like you said, he didn't win nothing. Like, so man just got to move on. Like, if you don't win nothing at a club, there's only so connected as a manager you can be as well. But I didn't lift nothing, and now I'm being offered a better project, more money to spend, better players.
Yeah,
like what the fuck? Like,
and he's not Spurs. He's not Spurs.
He's not Spurs, bruv. Like, he was just a manager doing his job. He's no more Spurs than he was Southampton, innit? It just
exactly.
It just is what it is. Like, it's different with PSG. Like, he played for them, so you could say, oh, cool, he had a connection to the club. He didn't have no connection to Tottenham when he took the job, man. It was just a job.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I like what Poch did in moments, right? I like what Harry Redknapp did in moments. When we're talking about the best manager we had, everybody plays their part along the journey. So, for example, Martin Jol came in. If everyone remembers Martin Jol. Yeah. Martin Jol steadied the ship, and we actually played some good football under him, and he started a little rise. Harry Redknapp came in. Harry Redknapp came in when Tottenham Hotspur were bottom of the Premier League table with 2 points from 8 games. In 18 months, he got us to our first ever Champions League, playing some really good football, turning Gareth Bale into Gareth Bale, turning Luka Modric into Luka Modric, because he was a winger before Harry moved him into Harry moved Bale from left
Left
back to
back.
left wing.
Yeah.
He moved.
He played in the
Modric
10 at one point. He played centrally for Spurs,
right.
Gareth Bale.
So for me, again, like Redknapp, thank you. He did really well. But again, in the big moments, that's where Redknapp was lacking. You know, I think we got to a semi-final of the FA Cup against Portsmouth. And you're thinking, come on, we're getting to the final. And then we lose that. So we've had good managers. I've never known a fan base pine after a manager the way our fans have for 4 years with Pochettino. It just feels really, really strange for me.
Yeah, I get it. Now I see both sides, innit? I see the attachment from the nostalgia and the feel-good factor that was surrounding the club, but I also don't understand why they're so possessive over a manager that never won nothing, didn't play for you. Like, do you know what I mean? Didn't grow up supporting you,
has managed someone else in the interim as well.
Yeah.
It's not like he's gone from Spurs
to straight to Chelsea. Yeah.
And what I would say as well is I don't know. I listen. I've seen a comment that says Sava, the common denominator is Levy, but listen. As much as I hate Daniel Levy, and Rants, you know how much I hate Levy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But what I can't do is I can't be a hypocrite. If these managers have a team good enough to get to these finals and these big moments, and then don't win it, I can't then turn around and go, "Oh, that's Levy." Well, hang on, you got there. You got to a final. This is your moment. You've made it to the final. You've made it to these big games with those players, have shown they're good enough, have beat top teams to get to these finals. Now go and get over the line. And they didn't. And that's not on Daniel Levy. You know, Spurs losing on penalties to Man United in a League Cup final, that's not on Daniel Levy, is it? We can't say, oh, Spurs, if they had a different owner, would have won that penalty shootout. So, you know, we've got to be fair. And the last thing I would say on this is two of Spurs' greatest ever footballers, Jimmy Greaves and Glenn Hoddle, both played for Chelsea. One managed Chelsea as well. And I don't see them getting hate and stick. So, you know, let the guy go, do his thing, stop crying about him. All of this, oh, I hate him now. Come on, just let him do his thing. We're fine. We're moving forward with a new manager. Let's be happy. No,
I hear that. Someone saying that you're undermining what he's done. He had his hands tied behind his back. But people say the same thing. Like someone said, United say the same thing about the Glazers. You got to understand, the Glazers are horrible owners. Do you know what I mean? But it's not it's not their fault that we lost the penalty shootout to Villarreal. Like we were in a Europa League final that we should have won in normal time. I mean, because Ollie's a shit manager. You know what I mean? So that's got nothing to do with the ownership. Like, I think people need to differentiate between performances on the pitch, and how the clubs run off the pitch. Obviously, there are some overlaps, but like, let's not blame everything that goes on the pitch on some of the things that are going on off the pitch, because it's not that.
Yeah, listen, I hate the owners. I think what overall for 23 years have they given us a legacy? No, but when we're talking about Pochettino was magic and look what he overachieved. Look at that team he had. At the time was probably the best 1 to 11 in the Premier League. I don't think I'm being biased with that. If you look at it, Lloris was peak Lloris, Carl Walker, Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Rose, Wanyama, Dembele, Ali, Eriksson, Son, Kane. What a team that was. And we're talking about he had his hands tied behind his back. Did he? He had a wonderful team, was beaten to the league by Leicester City while everyone else was in transition, right? Got to finals and lost. Listen, he did well, right? So I'm not saying he didn't do well. He did well. Right. But this godlike status that he's been put on, like people saying he overachieved. How can you overachieve if you don't win anything? What are you overachieving? He came when do you know what? The season before he joined Rants, we were 5th, right? He left us in 14th without an away win in 10 months. And in his last 26 league games, took 25 league points. That's relegation form. So that's why he went.
Bro,
that's why he went.
Listen, I hear you, innit? Like,
Oh,
I hear you, bro. You're preaching. Man said, what about Arteta? But this is it. Like, he overachieved and won nothing. And there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities. I see people comparing Arteta's seasons to some of Poch's at Tottenham, and they're very similar. They're very similar.
I agree. Which is why I think when people are going overboard about Arsenal, there's a huge difference between having a really good 11 that you can put out week in, week out. What do you do to do? Sorry, this guy. Do you think Ange will be able to do what Poch did? But it's completely different now. Look at the clubs that Ange Postecoglou is up against. Yeah. City, Liverpool, Newcastle with a ton of money, Chelsea with money. At that time, Man United were in transition. Liverpool were in transition. Man City weren't the powerhouse they were. Arsenal weren't a powerhouse. Leicester won the league. At that time, Leicester were winning the league. So I'm not expecting Postecoglou to come in and finish second to get to Champions League finals. He's got a lot of work to do. So it's completely different.
No, facts. No, bro, I'm actually with you. I think they just need to let what's going on go, yeah. And just back the new manager. Like, just get over the Pochettino thing. It's done, and it's long gone as well. Like, he left a good minute ago.
Do you know what? I feel like I might have been 20 or something when he left. Yeah, I wish. Look, I can't concern it. People are having a go. Like, I don't think he did well. Poch did well. My point is that he's gone. He's been gone for 4 years. Like, so when he comes back and joins Chelsea and people are going, I can't believe he's done it to us. Done what to us? What's he done to us? He's not done anything. He's a professional football manager that's been offered a fantastic opportunity. He would have been a mug to turn it down. Listen, I've got nothing against Poch. He's all right.
No, you're right. But you just want to get on with it. Like, I'm completely with you. I understand why you want to just get on with it. You've got enough going on at your club to be excited about. So you ain't really got you can't really just be getting in your feels about a manager that left there. Like someone said, 4 whole years ago he left.
I think the best one is Perez 1-5 said a whole pandemic has happened between then and now. The world's had COVID about 9 times since then. Yeah, like
facts.
Listen, as I said, the only reason I bring it up, I don't hate the man. I don't want to say good luck to him. He's at Chelsea, but good luck with your career. Go and do what you need to do.
That's it.
When he comes back to the ground, cool. I'll give him a little clap. Well done. Thank you for what you did. But all of these, I'm seeing people getting out their Pochettino autobiographies and burning it live.
Bruv, yeah, Tottenham fans are gonna boo the shit out of him when he comes back, bruv. I can see it right now, bruv. Tottenham love to create a nemesis, bruv. Tottenham fans, they even booed Defoe. Like, I don't know why they would. Do you know what I mean? But they just love to create an enemy, bruv. I don't know. I think it just keeps things interesting. Like, do you know what I mean? I really don't know.
Gonna be mad. But listen, listen. I think he'll do well there. By the way, as well. I think he's a good coach. They're getting rid of all the older players. He's going to have a lot of younger players. I think he's going to do well there. And I think that's going to upset a lot of these Spurs fans even more, isn't it? If they see him doing well.
But I think he will do well. I think that the structure around him is too good. His man management is too good. I just feel like it's set up perfectly for him to make an impact.
I completely agree. I think what he's got because of the whole Saudi piece, he's actually got a complete fresh start. You know, it's not often a manager can go into a club and go, right, I need these 10 players gone. That is happening at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? All the old guard, Kovacic,
they're selling so well.
Just see you later. See you later.
I think has Aspilicueta's left now as well, hasn't he? I think Aspi's gone.
Yeah, he's gone to Atletico Madrid, hasn't he?
Yeah, so they're getting rid of all of the old players, man. They're having a proper clear out.
Oh yeah, they're winning the outgoing transfer market, if you will.
Oh, they're killing it. They're killing it, man.
Yeah, they're making the most of that. No, by the way, for the guy that said I didn't want Poch back. No, I didn't want Poch back. I like to move forward. I think you've got to move forward in life. You know, if I split up with my wife, if she's listening, don't worry, we're all right, we're solid. If I split up with my wife, the first thing I'm going to do isn't call my girlfriend from 5 years ago. Right? Do you know what I mean?
That's the truth.
I'm going to go for something new.
Hey, that's a great way of putting it.
Sorry.
You know, it's a great analogy. Nah, bro, you got to keep her on the toe saver, man. You know the ones there, like, it's fine, bro. But now you're right. You're not going to go back 5 years. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason why it didn't work out.
Yeah, but you know, it just makes me laugh. Like the thing is, the same guy has said to me, I would love to see your opinion when he succeeds at Chelsea. I'm literally sitting there now saying I think he's going to succeed at Chelsea. Like I don't know what that's got to do with Tottenham Hotspur. If he succeeds at Chelsea, it will be because they will throw so much money at the guy that it will almost be worse if he doesn't succeed. And I don't mean this year. If he doesn't succeed in 3 or 4 years at Chelsea, then that just goes to prove my point that he is not this great manager that everyone thinks he is, because he should be succeeding with the money. He's getting players like Nkunku, Rants.
Yeah.
You're getting Nkunku. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy. It's actually crazy, man.
Big up Sava's wife.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And you know her family support, Rants?
Oh, not Arsenal, man. Please, no.
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. Sitting with her dad and her brother watching games is just unbearable, especially down the years when they've been winning Champions Leagues and stuff. So, but yeah, if any of you do split up with your other halves, please don't go back to your ex. Go clubbing, or I don't know, go on Tinder 100%. Or whatever the kids do.
100%. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's mate. Nah, but that analogy is spot on, bro. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to be going backwards. It makes absolutely no sense. So this is what it is. Like, look forward. You got the new coach. He's bringing in exciting players. He's trying something different. Focus your energy on that. Like, whatever's going to happen at Chelsea is going to happen, whether you're happy about it or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it doesn't matter how loud you boo or how many books you burn. Yeah, Poch is still going to get the players he wants. Chelsea are still going to spend the money.
So, Mandem, you ain't going to find your wife at a club. Listen, I didn't say go and find a new wife. I just said don't get your next girl. Like, you know. But you're right. This is the problem. What will happen, Rants, next season is everyone will compare Spurs to Chelsea. But for me, there should be no comparison. Yeah. There's no comparison. The money they're going to throw at it, the players they've already got in situ. You know, when you look at it, they could have a back four of Reece James, Fofana, Badashili, and Ben Chilwell. They've got players like Enzo Fernandez. They'll get Moises Caicedo as well. Nkunku. You know, they're going to buy forwards. They're going to buy goalkeepers and midfielders. Compared to Spurs, they're in a different league to us. Yeah. Different league. Don't let last year's one time finishing above them, you know, make people think that we're better than them.
Yeah, facts. 100%. They're a much bigger club, so I don't know. I know you're keeping it real, bro, which is, I don't know, it's difficult for a lot of these guys, isn't it? They
don't like it.
They're struggling with it. They're struggling with it. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you realize and understand where your club is, then you can move forward. This is when things do not hurt as much. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like the stages of grief, Rants. Yeah, once when somebody dies, you know, you can't believe it. It's oh my god. Once you've accepted it and you start moving forward and thinking of the positive times you had with them, right? Then you realize where you are, and that's with Spurs. The problem is there's too many Spurs fans that think we are a top club that should have a God-given right to be winning trophies every year. We've never been that club. We're not that club now, right? And that's what I'm saying. People are saying, oh, if he doesn't win a trophy this year, Postecoglou, he's just like the rest. It's like, hang on. No one's managed to win a trophy for 15 years. Let's let this guy at least have year 1 to kind of build a team. And if you look at the cup competitions, the League Cup, the FA Cup, people take this seriously these days. Man City try and win all of them. Yeah, Liverpool put out top teams in all of these competitions. Yep. And you can't just say, oh, well, Postecoglou's got to win it, as though Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle aren't in it. So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy being a Spurs fan.
No, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, you lot are just like Arsenal without the FA Cups, really, innit? Like, it's just like some decent league performances. No, ain't won the Prem. Like, it's just whatever. It's vibes, innit? That's just what it is. It's just vibes, bro. Like, I don't understand the way the entitlement comes from your fans, bro. Like,
what I do get, I get it's the frustration, right? It's the frustration of having not won anything. And yeah, we are well overdue a trophy. But the problem with that saying is there are many clubs that compete for trophies. There are many clubs that will tell you they are well overdue a trophy. Arsenal fans will now say, hang on, we haven't won a trophy for, 3 or 4 years. And Arsenal are a bigger club than us. So that will piss Spurs fans off, by the way. The fact that I just said that, you can clip that, Rants.
Yeah, but it's a fact, though. You know, come on, man.
No, I agree, mate. That's what I'm saying. You know, Arsenal fans will be sitting there going, look, you work with Lee Gunner, right?
Yeah.
Right? You watch how all these lot roll. These people will tell you, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy next year, he has failed and has to go. Right? So they want to win a trophy.
Yeah, but most Arsenal fans don't believe that, though. They don't believe that. Like, Arteta's got immunity, bro. Like, if he doesn't win a trophy next season, yeah, he should be out on his ass. But he won't be. He'll win nothing next year, and he'll still be in the job because, do you know what I'm saying? He motivates the guys. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what he makes people feel good, man. Pats on the bum all round and that. That's what's going on over there.
But if you've got a section of the Arsenal fan base saying Arteta has to win, right? You've got Newcastle fans now. They've just made a final and the Champions League. They're bringing in players like Tonali. They're going to still keep spending. You've got Chelsea doing what they're doing. You boys might be taken over and have loads of money to spend and do what you're doing. And Liverpool will be back. Liverpool making great signings, by the way.
Yeah, and Liverpool are doing their thing under the radar, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And then forget all of them, Rants. I've just named you 5 clubs, 6 clubs that could be winning a trophy. And I haven't even mentioned the champions of Europe, right? That will be favourites to win every single trophy they're in again. So we've got to win a trophy. I just think now it's harder than ever to win a trophy. I truly believe it is harder.
Yeah, you're competing against more teams. And even the Newcastles, the Brightons, do you know what I mean? Even the Brentfords, like, these are not pushovers now. Do you know what I mean? Aston Villas of this world as well, just Sao Paulo Torres. Like, and they've got their manager's European champion, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, hasn't he won 5 European trophies?
Bro, listen, like, it's not a joke. It's harder than it's ever been, to win a trophy. It's harder than it's ever been.
Absolutely, which is why, as a grounded Spurs fan, I'm sitting here saying, look, my expectations for next season, just build. Just build. People, what we worry about so much, and I'm not talking about when you are a top club that has to win things every year because that's who you are. I get it, right? So I'm removing them from what I'm about to say. But when people are like, oh my God, if we don't finish 5th or 6th or 7th, I feel like it's such short-termism. Right? Spurs have just seen our club finish 2nd, then 3rd, then 4th, then 5th, right? It happens every now and then. We haven't got a God-given right for it. So why don't we worry about the long-term sustainability of this football team and this football club? Let's build something. Let's put a strategy and an ethos in place. Let's let this manager go about his daily business. Let's let him get that ethos and drive it into the minds of these players. Let's let him get his own players in. And worry about that rather than, oh my God, we didn't get Europe for 1 year.
Yeah, but that's not important. Like, literally, Chelsea are not in Europe, but that 1 game a week, the fact that they're not going to have to rotate a lot is going to help with their consistency throughout the season, and it's going to help with their league position.
Yeah.
So,
I absolutely agree. Chelsea and Spurs, to a degree, do have an opportunity this year if they can get themselves a good 11 to 15 players and keep them fit. Can you imagine Ndombele doing military training?
Man said he forced military service, you know.
I love this guy.
Give man a Korean passport and that. That's fucking hilarious.
Look, this is the thing. Once you get on a roll, right? Let's say, for example, Chelsea. If Chelsea get a really good 11, everyone clicks. They're going to be super fit under Pochettino. You know that. Well, I know that from being a Spurs fan. And they start getting on a roll, and they can pick the same 11 every week. Maybe a tweak here, a tweak there. For a year, it allows them to grow, and that's the advantage they're going to have over the likes of Newcastle, who are going to have to suddenly now go from not playing in Europe for however long to dining at Europe's top table and rotating.
Yep.
That's a tough business.
No, 100%. We got everyone in the chat, man. Get them likes up. Let's get us to 600 likes. 1533. Over 1,000 of you lot in here. Firmino to Saudi confirmed. And to be fair, yeah, he deserves a payday anyway. Like, what a player he's been. And he's been. And you know what it is with Firmino, yeah? Like, with players like him, it's always when they're no longer there or it's the end of their era, they start to get their flowers. The same thing happened with Pirlo. Like, when Pirlo was at his peak, no one was putting respect on these deep lying playmakers. Like, no one. Same with Carrick, all these kind of players. Like, when they were in their prime, no one was bigging them up. And he's another one, yeah, where as soon as his form died and his injuries started coming in, that kind of coincided with the demise of Liverpool. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And he's the one player that never gets mentioned. He never gets mentioned. It's always Mane or Salah.
But Rants, we've had this chat a million times on your channel. The problem is because fans are so stats and data driven that sometimes you don't look at the glue that is Firmino that allows the other two to go and do what they do.
Facts.
And that for me is what they're trying to now find. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, you know, you've got options there with Diaz and Nunez and Jota and Salah, etc. But that three worked for me, Mane, Firmino, and Salah, because Firmino sacrificed himself. Firmino's the one that dropped deep, got the ball, and just played in the two quick ones. And yet people go, oh, he only gets 9 goals a year or 12. Okay, but sometimes it's the little cog that makes the big cogs look good.
Sure. But bro, that's role players in the team, innit? And not in a disrespectful way, because he's more than a role player. Like, he was vital, but there was no one else in the squad that could do what he did in order to facilitate the Liverpool's attack the way he did. And yeah, like someone saying, Gakpo's doing Firmino's job now. He's not. He's not doing the same job. However, he's performing a similar role. Do you know what I mean? The way that Firmino links play, and he's naturally a number 10 anyway, and then Klopp moved him into that false 9 kind of thing. But he was a number 10, so it's one of them things where naturally he still thinks like a midfielder. He's not a striker in it, whereas Gakpo is. So they're not really similar in that aspect. But what he did give you was he gave you the press, and then also like he gave you the quick thinking and the technical security. And in transition, like, he's just so unselfish, and that's what helped, because when you got 2 selfish wide players either side that want to score 100 goals each, you don't need someone down the middle that wants to score 100 goals.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. That's what it is. So I think that the fact that he's going Saudi and he's going to make some money, now probably deserves it, because I bet you he would have been on one of the lowest paid players out of all the attackers. Do you know what I mean? And the most crucial. But when you have a role like him, you're not on the big bucks because you're not scoring the 40, 50 goals.
Yeah, I think when you're playing a role like him as well, I think you realize that you don't take the plaudits. You know, you could have 4 assists in the game, but if the guy in front of you's got 3 of those 4 goals, he's going to get the acknowledgement, and that unfortunately is life. But sometimes, this is what we've always said, sometimes you've got to look a little bit beyond the stats just to see what actually makes a team tick. And Firmino, for me, has been a really good, what's he been, 8 years maybe in the Premier League? 7? 8?
At least.
Yeah.
I
think he's been a sensational player. But, you know, it's just the way that the world works. He won't get the recognition he deserves, but he should.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with that at all. Big up everyone in the chat. Man said Mane and Salah got the most praise, but Firmino was underrated. Yeah, 100%. But this is what it is. But Firmino is one of them players that he'll be the favorite player of all the players.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And that's just what it is. Like, you ask any of these guys who they enjoyed playing with, he's gonna be the guy. But he won't get the praise from the fans. There's always players like that in every sport. So it just is what it is.
I bet you he was probably the first name on the team sheet as well from Klopp, because this is what managers see that fans sometimes don't. This he'll have gone, right, well, he's definitely playing. And look, Liverpool, it's an interesting one. Liverpool have got a lot of forwards now, of forwards. And I felt for them last year a little bit, because obviously they had, Diaz was out for nearly the whole season. I think Jota was out for 6 months maybe, or whatever he was out for. I guess, look, this is Klopp's job, right? Is to find what three is his go-to, but how does he rotate that? Which one does he play down the middle? Is Salah going to keep being as effective, or will we see him get less games? All of these things, that's for Klopp to work out. But
no,
is what it is.
No, 100%, man, 100%. People, make sure you smash that like button. Let's get us up above 600. We're on 565, and we got over 1,000 in here. Savo, well, how's the rest of your evening looking? Rest of your week? You got anything to plug?
So I do a show every morning, mainly Spurs stuff, where we just go through all the latest Spurs news, and I take loads of questions from the chat. That's every morning at 10. I've got a football throwdown show tonight with some fans from other clubs, and just some daily videos. It's a good time, growing quite quickly at the moment, and I'm about 300 off of 7,000, which is mad, because I only hit 5,000 about 6 weeks ago. So if any of your good 1,000 people in the chat want to help me get to 7,000, that would be appreciated. And you'll see me every day online.
That's it, people. The link to Savage channel is in the title, people. Do you know what I mean? So big up yourselves. Smash that like button, people, and I'll see you guys in a bit.